Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Full Court Press, of course, best sports podcast in the country, basketball. In other words, I'm here in the studio tonight with a Falcons great, a legend, a big brother, and of course, I can also call him a small brother, my personal friend, Mr. Douglas Uwizera. Dougie, you're very, very welcome. Please say something to the viewers, and you're very welcome.
Thank you, Vinny, for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. I think legend is pushing it.
You're not yet a legend.
I'm not yet a legend. I still have a while to go, but I'm a loyal servant of the club.
I always host people who have impacted the game very positively, and of course, I joined Falcons. I've been in the league for some time now, and you've been a very positive contribution to Uganda basketball. Let's dive into it before any further ado. How did you fall in love with the game of basketball?
First of all, thank you for the compliment. It means a lot coming from a peer to know that the time you've spent and given to the game is not wasted. So that means a lot coming from you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
How did I fall into love with the game? Originally, I was a footballer, a very dangerous left footer. I think I would
Roberto Carlos.
more like Ian Robin. I was quick, and I think I would be in Europe if I had maintained my soccer career. But anyways, my first experience with the basketball came when I was in my S3. I was in Makerere College, and incidentally, Falcons used to train at the main ground pitch.
Yeah.
There's a court there. So whenever they would come, watch. When there are breaks, you play around with the basketball.
Yeah.
After that, I picked up the interest at home in my home court. That time I was staying in Makindye we had a club called Makindye Shooters.
Yeah, it's still actually in the league right now.
Yes, and being one of the tallest kids did me some favors. So whenever there were maybe 4 players, they need a 5th guy. They're like, "Hey, Dagi, come, you have one job. Pick the ball, give it to the guard, run for offense." So the more time I spent on the court, the more I fell in love with the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you to learn the sport? Take us through one of those days you tried bouncing a ball, and who actually helped you try to learn?
Actually, there are quite a couple of people who inspired me and pushed me to play the game. My late brother, God rest his soul, Gaston Bazimia, was one of the first major influences I had in regards to the game. He actually played for Power. At that time, it was called Black Power, I think.
Yeah, Black Power. That's what Sandy told me.
Yes. So he played with them. So he pushed me. Then a couple of Makindye Shooters legends. There's Fowler. He now picks up, I think, at Kabira, if I'm not mistaken.
Or Heritage. Lord
Fowler. Yes, they call him Lord Fowler.
Yeah.
Peter Mujuzi. But the player who actually I would say influenced me greatly to make a step up was Henry Malinga.
Henry Malinga.
Yes.
Let's talk about Makindye. I always love talking about your background, like the roots where you really learned the game. You talked about you learned the game from Makindye.
Yes.
There was a team there. I know Serunyigo Rogers is one of
yes.
Makindye guys.
Yeah, Serunyigo joined, but that was later. He's a bit more recent.
Okay.
He joined us, and he's been such a positive impact in the community. He's coached the team, and he's been a servant of the team as well.
The Makindye court, was it a community court or a military court?
It's a court, but it was at the officers' mess. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of the officers' mess.
Yeah.
So the court was in the officers' mess, or is still in the officers' mess.
Yeah.
So luckily they were kind enough to let us use the facility, and it became a meeting point for most of the youth in the area. So guys were like, well, we're at it, we might as well start up a team and compete in the league. That time it was only 1 division, if I'm not mistaken. So they started the team, but seeing as I was still in school, it was difficult for me to make all the games. So whenever I could sneak in sometime, unfortunately, games were at YMCA and I was studying in Makere.
Yeah.
I would go there and, try and play, get embarrassed a bit, and keep coming back the
So
following.
were you in the top division when you?
Yes, yes. It was the top division at that time. There were not two divisions then. The first season, I remember, it was one division. Until I think the following season is when they split them into two divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about life in school, Marcos.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had a basketball coach at Marcos or you guys just used to coach yourselves. I mean, you used to go to, I mean, you had a captain who used to try to push you guys. Was there a coach in Marcos?
Well, basketball wasn't so big, but we had a coach. Wathom was our coach.
Brian
Brian
Wathom.
Wathom, yes.
Since way back, was it a student?
He had now, at that point, he had just left. I think he was in university, if I'm not mistaken. But he came back and he was the one coaching us. So whenever there was a tournament, he would try and gather us up, maybe put in 1 week of practice, then we'd travel. But the basketball program wasn't really that big.
School never really supported.
Yes, yes. But the beauty is it gave me a platform to be able to continuously play, try and get better. Like during those class breaks, you go and play basketball, come back for the afternoon lessons, you're all sweaty. So it's slowly built the love for the game.
Yeah.
So by the time I was getting into the Makinde Shooters team, at least I had an idea. I could find my way around the court.
Yeah.
And the fact that my teammates were welcoming, I mean, I just kept playing and playing until Henry approached me in 2007, 6 going into 7, and told me, you know what, I think you should join Falcons.
First, before we get into that Falcon story,
Yeah.
let's talk about. I'm still interested in your high school basketball life.
Yes.
I mean, I've hosted lots of guys here, and people have called me and told me how their stories really inspired them, that high school basketball journey. Did you play a couple of tournaments when you were with Marcos, like Sprites, Nationals, or something?
We never, in school, I was never part of I can't say I was part of a school that was a dominant basketball team.
Yeah.
I actually didn't play so much.
But did you play in
school.
any Sprite leagues? I mean, yeah, tournaments.
We played, we played qualifiers, but I can't say we would compete with the likes of Kawowo, Chitante, Manjas,
Yeah.
those school powerhouses.
Budo.
So there's not really, my school basketball was not that, I can't say I cannot sit here and tell you that, if you're to remember like the guys who are really good in high school basketball,
Yeah.
when you speak about maybe like Ken Baliejusa, Jeff Omondi, I don't know, all those guys who, were dominant in school because they had good programs.
Yeah.
I actually played much more club basketball than
school.
Yeah, school it was a short window, and the fact that the schools I was in were not, basketball wasn't that big.
Mm.
So there's not really, I can't say that there's really that big impact that my school had on my basketball journey.
I mean, you played with the national team. That was the under 18.
Yes.
Right? How did you get selected, and how was the experience? And which players were you with on that team?
Wow, that brings back some very nice memories.
Yeah.
So joining the under 18 was when I was in my last year actually in Makinde Shooters.
So, I mean, your call to the national team was based on
my
the fact
performance
that you used to
from
be in the
Makinde.
league,
Yes.
not in school.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So my call came, I was playing with the Shooters at that time. I was actually very surprised. I was like, oh wait, there's under 18, we're going to travel. We were the first team to play those Olympic zonal qualifiers. I think it was called Anoka at that time. They were hosted in Kasarani.
Yeah.
So I got a call up. Our coach was Thomas Ochamringa. So I was so shocked. I was like, wait, who am I representing the country? Where is everyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the team had some interesting names. We were with Jimmy Enabu. We were with the late Bongomin, Brian Sentongo, Edwin Katerega, Emmanuel Ateng, Francis Tumusime,
Yeah.
Sally Solomon, Chico Max. Yeah, so
Mutarieva.
yeah, we had a good team. We had a good team, and we traveled, went to Kasarani. I think we were knocked out in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals, yes. We were knocked out in the quarterfinals, but it was a good experience. I mean, that was my first tournament out of the country. You know, like a group of young guys. It
Yeah.
was it was a very good experience and gauging our game against our peers from other countries. So after that tournament, we actually came back and were like, you know what, guys, we have to put in the work. Because I remember the game against Egypt.
Yeah.
We played Egypt and they smashed us. Because I remember that game, Brian Sentong was our biggest guy, and the Egypt guard was probably slightly shorter than him.
Brian's height.
Yes. So it was, we
And
were
I
like,
over there.
and I opened, I was like, man, what we've been doing back home, we need to do double. So
Yeah.
it was a good experience.
I mean, the guys you told me about Jimmy, there's you, Francis, Brian. You guys really made it in the league. I mean, these are names you can talk about, and people outside there, like I know Edwin Katerega. What was the difference between you players they picked on that national team and the other players?
I wouldn't want to say, I think the exposure, because all the players they picked had clubs they were affiliated to.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy was affiliated to Knight Riders at that time. Francis was still in school, but was joining Falcons. Edwin Katerega was affiliated to Sky Jammers.
Yeah. Chico, Falcons
Chico,
also.
yes, was joining Falcons. Who else? Who else? Bongomin, at that time, I believe was, I think in Miracle?
Yeah, Miracle. NBC Rocks Miracle.
NBC Rocks, one of the two.
Yeah.
Might be mixing them up. So the fact that maybe because we had that league experience over the schools, over the other players that were purely playing in school competitions, gave
Yeah.
us an edge
Yeah.
to them. Because imagine a scenario where we get to play against the best clubs in the country. So the exposure we got was a bit better than someone who is only playing against fellow school-going kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that helped us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you finally joined the record champions, of course, before City Oil came up. I mean, you joined Falcons. You said Henry Malinga is the one who encouraged you to join the team.
Yeah.
I mean, how was Falcons? I really want to know about Falcons
Wow.
back then.
It was I could spend the whole night here, but nothing like it is today. But it was first of all him. Remember this, I was in shooters. This is the person we would play against in the league.
Yeah.
He was without a doubt the best center in the league.
By then.
Yes. I still don't think there is anyone that has reached his level of individual skill amongst our bigs, with all due respect.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, in as much as the game has changed, I think fundamentally sound. He was a proper big man, and it's someone we used to look up to.
Yeah.
So for him to have the humility to even talk to me, because that's someone I was like, what? Like, I can't have a conversation with him. We're in two different,
Of course.
you know.
Of course. Yeah.
So for him to have the humility to call me and tell me, I would like to have a conversation with you. And incidentally, the two, because it was at a point, I felt I had done all I could with marking the shooters, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're at that level where everyone is telling you, you know what, you need to step up, you need to take a step higher, you're now, you know, you're ready to rumble with the big boys. So at that point, the two teams that were most interested in signing me at that point was Falcons and Knight Riders.
Yeah.
Now, Knight Riders was within our bracket. I felt like me leaving shooters and joining riders, with all due respect,
Yeah.
was not
Sensible.
because that's a team we would compete against.
Yeah.
They would win some, we would lose some.
Yeah.
We would win some, they would win some. So I felt joining riders wouldn't have been such a big career,
Yeah, same
step.
level.
Yeah.
Mm.
So when Ivan spoke to me, Ivan Enabu, and he was like, "You should come. If we join up with you, we can do something. I think we can build something."
Yeah.
So I was like, "I'll give it some thought." But when Falcons came and Henry, I was like, "There's nothing to think about. It's
No-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It was done and dusted." Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how the journey began. You asked how was the team. The team was.
I mean, first tell me about the management and organization of the team,
Yes.
because that's very key.
Very key. I normally when we chat with former players who retired, and even Tendo, Andrew Tendo, the national team coach, is now that's a Falcon legend.
Yeah.
He's a former Falcon player, long-serving member. We normally say what City Oil is doing has been done before, but they've done it at a slightly higher level.
Because of the resources.
Because of, yes, the resources and the intentionality.
Mm.
Back then, when I was joining, we had a team owner, he passed away, Mr. Simbwa.
Yeah.
We used to call him Mukubwa. He was an equivalent of what you look at like Haji now.
Yeah.
He was a proper sports philanthropist. He understood the importance of preparation. He understood the importance of a chain being as, what's that saying? You're as strong as your weakest link, I think.
Your weakest link, yeah.
Yes. To the point that the kit man, the captain, the water boy, the statistician, all did their part to the best of their abilities.
Yeah.
If the judges were supposed to be on court 2 hours before a game, they were all on court 2 hours before the game.
Yeah.
If we were supposed to have 24 bottles of water at practice,
It was a
there were
must.
24 bottles of water at practice. We had the entire system was top notch. And that is how we managed to dominate. That's how the team managed to win all those championships.
Yeah. How many champions in particular?
I particularly won only one with them. But it was because everyone took their role so seriously. We had a point where from the first to the 15th man on the roster, you could all compete. And at that time, there were only 12 jerseys.
Yeah.
So depending on how your practice week went is when you would make the 12-man roster.
When you talk about lots of talented players in the team, what are we talking about?
You're talking about Henry Malinga, Eric Malinga, Sam Obol, Tony Oluka, Andrew
That's the
Tendo,
national team.
Jude Ochen, Richard Atuhaire, Oporia, Katerega joined us as well, Brian Sentongo, Tumusime Francis,
Chico.
Walter Alenyo, Chico. Like it was a really deep team. So to make it to the squad, you really had to fight. Actually, our training sessions were tougher than league games. They were actually more intense.
Yeah.
We even had players. I remember Colin Mukiza, who is also a long-serving member of the game, a loyal servant of the game, used to travel from Entebbe to come and practice with us on
He was a
Saturday mornings.
He was a Night Riders player.
At the time, he was with Riders. Yes, he was still with Riders. He hadn't yet moved. But because of the intensity, I mean, you'd go after a practice session, you're just looking for a cold shower and a bed. You don't want to talk to anyone. So
Yeah.
that's the environment was so competitive that after a game, you feel like, wait, the game is done. Can't we get guys, why don't we play each other?
Yeah, more pickup in the evening.
Like we were that that good of a team
Yeah.
then. So that was also that helped me grow as a player and as an individual, because I carried some of those skills to my other life outside basketball, the resilience, the hard work, and all that. So it's a decision that I don't ever regret making.
I mean, you talked about Mukubwa, the late
Yes.
John Simba, and you said Haji is just the reincarnated version of
Yes.
Mukubwa.
Yes.
How was Mr. Mukubwa? Was he, in terms of finances? I mean, most basketball teams in the world, I'll say in the world, a basketball team can only prosper if it's financially supported.
Yes. Yes. They do
Brilliant. Let
help.
me use that Luganda word. If it's financially supported well, was Mr. Simba supporting the team through his pocket so he had different sponsors?
At the start, he was supporting the team through his own pockets. But even then, going into playoffs, we would enter camp.
Back then,
Yes, you would go into camp. Those, if maybe some players were working, they would, of course, those who are working wouldn't be able to. But those who are like students, you would enter camp, and then you'd have morning
yeah,
and evening practice. Then it was a culture. After a practice session, we used to meet at, he owned a restaurant called Simcat in
yeah,
Nankulabi.
yeah,
Every after practice, we would meet at Simcat and share a cup of tea and a snack. As that was culture.
yeah,
So that way we managed to bond and build a brotherhood. So those small details are what made the team as strong as it was. And that's what kept us, kept us a step above the competition.
yeah,
And other teams began to adopt, and understand the value of each and every individual.
yeah,
And that's why when I say, when you look at City Oil, you look at the structure, their management, and as much as, okay, they're going through some challenges right now,
yeah,
but they have something that they've set a standard. In as much as their players had also set a standard, I would like to commend their management team as well for
yeah,
setting a standard that the competition should be able to rise to.
yeah. I mean, walk us through your first championship of Falcons. I mean, I don't know when it was. I mean, to remind us
2007,
about the year
2007.
and how was that championship?
Ah,
2007, wasn't that your first year with the team?
yes. 2007. So the year before, they had lost to Kumba Marines.
With the likes of Norman Blake.
Yes. So it was a revenge year, and that Nkumba team was quite. That time the powerhouses was Nkumba, Power, Warriors, Rhino.
Yeah, those 4 teams.
Those 4 teams. So that year we struggled to make playoffs.
The championship year.
Yes. We qualified for playoffs as number 4, I believe.
They used to take only 4 teams
Let's
back
take
then.
the top 4 teams. Because we had a tough regular season and managed to sneak into playoffs, number 4. So we played UCU in the semis.
Yeah,
And UCU was had a formidable team as well. Actually,
Yeah.
if you remember, they also were quite a challenging squad. They were coached by Jason Mel. They'd had a very fantastic regular season. I think they had about 2 or 3 losses, if I'm not mistaken. And we play game 1. They blew us out. 20 points.
game 1.
Game 1 was best of 3. We went back to camp. Simba, in his usual self, was like, no, we still have this. If you think we don't have a chance at a game tomorrow, please tell me, and we fold and say we are not coming for game 2.
Throw in the white towel.
We throw in the white towel and say we are sorry, but this is as far as we can proceed.
Yeah,
Come for game 2. Blow them out. by 20. Now, actually 23, but it was a difference of three more points. Now, before game 2, we had a coach, he passed away, Smarts.
Yeah,
Olumbo.
Olumbo, yeah.
Yes. Smarts came in a day, I think a day or two before game 2. The first thing he told us, because you see, he used to play a press, and they had Nyamai. I don't know if you remember a player called Eric Nyamai. Biggie.
Yeah.
He was the spear, very big and wide. He had a big unit, so they pressed us in game 1. We barely got hold of the game.
Yeah.
You know when they press you and you panic. I don't know why we panicked, but anyway, their defense worked. Credit to them.
Yeah.
So when Olumbo came, I remember the first thing he said, I do not lose to a team that presses me. Should they press us at any one point, I want us to score a minimum of 5 unanswered baskets.
Yeah.
Now, you know how basketball is. I would like a press relies on forcing you to make a mistake.
Yeah. The dictate.
Yeah, they try to force you, but if you're calm and composed, which is the hard part,
Yeah.
a press is normally an easy defense to beat.
Yeah.
But the trick is trying to stay calm and composed. So when the coach instilled that confidence in us, the second game was a walk in the park. Blew them out. Game 3 was a bit closer, but we won. Still, I can't remember the exact score. But another thing that stood out for me was after that game, Jason Mel, their coach, coming to our bench and telling us, if you guys don't win this title, I'll be the most disappointed man in this country.
Yeah.
Because I believe you have shown that you are the best team. Because UCU had been the best team in the regular season. They had a couple of Kenyans. They had an aggressive team. I think they really thought that year was supposed to be their year. But unfortunately for them, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So after that, we played Warriors. Actually, the semi-final was even more intense than the final.
From UCU to Warriors.
Yes. So we beat Warriors. I don't remember, was it 3-2? Yeah, I think it was 3-2. So that was the last championship the club won.
Yeah.
But the fact that we snuck into playoffs.
What team did you beat in the finals?
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah, remember that time they were taking 4.
There was semi-finals, then finals.
Yes. So the semi-final was actually like a final for us.
Warriors was a walk in the park.
Yeah. I wouldn't say walk in the park, but UCU was a much tougher because UCU had finished top of the table.
Yeah.
That season they had probably 3 or 2 losses. Yeah, so it was quite a memorable one. And the fact that it was also my first year, the excitement was unimaginable.
I mean, let's talk about one of Uganda's greatest, a Falcons legend. You can also call him a legend. I know he won a championship with City Oil. Let's talk about Stephen Omon.
Yeah.
He was not in the 2007 team, right?
No, he wasn't.
But I know you've played with him and you've learned a lot from him.
Yes.
Talk about Stephen Omon. And after talking about Stephen, I want you to also talk about Norman Blake.
So, Stephen is Stephen. I think many of his peers would agree, not only Ugandans, but East Africa and parts of Central and Western. The best to ever touch a basketball.
Yeah.
Personally, when I was growing up, learning the game, I tried to mold my game to Norman. I looked up to him a lot and was one of the people who inspired me. And Henry Malinga, because I used to play in the post earlier on in my career.
Yeah.
But Steve, I will tell you, Steve is your favorite player's favorite player. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, Kobe's favorite player was Michael Jordan.
Yes,
so something like that.
Exactly. So playing with Steve was, because we played with Steve in Miracle and in Falcons. When I left, I went to Miracle, he joined me. When I traveled Falcons, he also joined me. I don't know if I inspire him in some way. So we've shared the court with Steve quite a bit, and I'll tell you one thing. Steve is. I've never met a more. It is this way, and it is going to be this way kind of individual.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. Steve is a sort of a person who, even if you're 20 points down, and you look on the bench and you see Steve-O, you just look at the shot, at the time on the time left, and you're like, we still have a shot at this game. I mean, the things he could do with a basketball were just like Steve could post, he could shoot, he could dunk, he could guard, he could block. Then he had that, he had plays that would instill confidence in you.
Yeah.
I'll point out some. Actually, there's a time in the around 2005, 2004, there used to be a tournament called
A blink.
A Blink.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we were watching A Blink. The Kenyans used to be so dominant at that time.
Yeah.
I don't remember a time when Kenyan basketball was superior to
Uganda.
So the Falcons were playing, I think, either KPA or Ulinzi, one of those Kenyan powerhouses. Big team, dunking, aggressive, speaking Swahili, intimidating,
Yeah.
that whole vibe. They played the team in the final. It was either Ulinzi or KPA, I can't remember. Tip-off. This is the first play of the game. The Kenyans have reached the final. They've elbowed their way to the final, intimidated everyone to the final. They are proper goons. They were playing goon basketball.
Yeah.
Tip-off.
Jeff about this time.
Yes. Jeff is aggressive.
Yeah.
Tip-off. I'll never forget this play. When you enter, you see the YMCA, the first hoop when you enter.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you know it's the higher hoop. I've remembered you're not a dunker. So that hoop has always been the higher hoop.
Yeah.
To the hoop that's towards the wall.
Yeah.
So tip-off, we win the tip-off. Kenya, we knew, everyone came knowing we have no chance against Kenya.
Yeah.
Go, Walter Alenyo. There was a player called Walter Alenyo.
I remember him.
Shoots the ball. He had a good baseline jumper. Misses. So the ball is tipping. He misses, and now it's tipping over.
Yeah.
Now, on top of that hoop being the highest hoop at the floor, it was tilted. It's tilted towards Bombo Road.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I get.
So the physics of this side is really hard. Like teams that actually play, if you to do statistics, you'll find that short corner, that 3-point short corner towards the bench on the first hoop must be having one of the most low percentages. And of course now things have changed. The hoops have been standardized and all. So this hoop is tilted. It is high as is. The Kenyan big man jumps to rebound. Steve came running from the weak side, picked the ball from his hands. He thought he had secured it, put it back. First 2 points of the game, we all just forward onto the tarmac. The game had to first stop for.
Yeah.
After that play, the entire Falcons and Uganda was like, these Kenyans are beatable.
Yeah.
Steve-O, I have nothing but extreme praise for him.
Yeah.
Then when we played, we had a team. I've been lucky to be part of some really star-studded teams. There's a time we were in Miracle when we had Norman, we had Steve, we had Brian Sentongo, we had even Norman knew that
Steve was a bad
Steve
man.
is bad. You understand?
Yeah.
Even Donna, in as much as Norman is up there as well,
Yeah.
he's is as much as a legend as Steve. And maybe the fact that Norman is more of like you know how they compare Kobe and LeBron. Norman is more of maybe
boy.
a LeBron kind of.
Yeah,
If
player.
you open, he'll pass you the
He's a
basketball.
Katanga boy. Can you call him a Katanga boy?
No, I wouldn't call him that, but he'll deflect.
Yeah.
Because he wants to involve
Everyone.
That's his nature. That's the way he plays the game. Steve is, you either die with me, you win with me or lose with me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So even in Miracle, I mean, he had some crazy plays. Then even in Falcons, when we lost in 2011-12, when we lost to City Oil,
Yeah.
that 7-game series, we had a team with Dula, Steve, Jeff Omondi, Ameni. But even those guys would look to Steve. So that's Omoni for you.
Yeah. I mean, talk about Norman too.
No, Norman is, for me, he plays the game how I would love to play the game. He's a brilliant passer, brilliant game reader, and he takes more joy from an assist than a basket.
Yeah.
And that is how I also play the game. So Norman brought flair. That's the word I was looking for. He brought a certain flair that moved us. You know, you would watch Norman play and you're wowed. Norman is the sort of guy when you're planning your day, you're like, probably for the evening, I have to go and watch Norman Blick play.
Yeah, true.
He's that kind of player, and he was a crowd favorite. He was a crowd pleaser, entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
So his impact on the game is also immense. It's so immense. I just feel it really saddens me that at that time there was not enough recording.
Yeah.
Not enough recording of the games. So at times when you're talking to players and trying to inspire them and talk to them, I mean, if you spoke of Steve right now, none of the current players in the league, I think 80% have never watched him play.
Yeah.
Could even be 90%.
True.
But when they hear of him, they're like, okay. Yeah. They don't understand how bad this guy was.
How much he paved the way.
How much he paved the way for this game that we love to be where it is now.
Yeah.
So that's the only unfortunate bit, is our record keeping is not as it should be, and there's not enough video evidence. It's like we're just trading war stories.
Yeah.
Like, you remember this guy would do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Norman is, for me, as revered, should be revered as Steve, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Because Norman is team, like he'll want to involve the whole unit. Norman is the sort of player, even if you're the 12th man on the roster and you're open, he's going to give you the ball.
Yeah.
That's his personality. That's how he plays the game. Steve, on the other hand, you have to make him build confidence in you. You understand? It's like, if I give this guy the ball, isn't he just going to waste it? You get? He's that kind. You've played. He's a good friend of yours, and you've played with him.
I know he's better.
So that's the difference. Is no man will be like, even if I'll hit him with the ball. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Steve will give you the look. He's like, is Dagi at his strongest point or his closest better? No. Maybe the next play. But they've both sacrificed so much, and they inspired us, and we owe the game of basketball in Uganda owes them immensely.
Yeah.
Immensely. And I think as a federation, they need to get
that recognition.
It's the least we can do.
Yeah.
It's the least. Norman was the first player, unless I'm mistaken. Norman and Steve were the first players to leave the country.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of basketball, to play in an overseas league.
Yeah.
Because Steve played in Seychelles. And when you travel to Seychelles, I don't know if you've been to Seychelles, But imagine this is over, what, 15 years later?
Mm.
You will meet people in Bufundas or on the street, a Ugandan, they know,
Omon.
Stephen Omon.
Yeah.
Steve, you look in their eyes and they're like, that guy was super.
Yeah.
And Norman played in Qatar.
In the UK.
Yeah, since then, we've not managed to have a player, I don't know, like I said, I might be mistaken, that has left Uganda and gone to play in a semi-pro league outside the country.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, based on those two players, I want us to create an ideal team based on a couple of attributes here. We're going to talk about speed, and you'll either say Norman Blake or Stephen Omon.
Based on the two?
Well, yeah, different attributes here, just on those two players.
Okay.
So speed.
Speed. Speed. You've put me on the spot. You've really put me on the spot because these are two of my guys.
It's quick fire, man.
I know. Speed, I'll go. No, Steve.
Jumping ability.
Steve. That is without a doubt.
Strength.
Steve.
IQ.
Norman.
Shot accuracy.
They're even.
There's nothing like they're even. Steve or Norman.
Oh, short. I'll still go for Steve.
Finishing.
Steve.
Handles.
Norman.
Aura.
Norman.
Last, remember the person who usually used to come last for games during Falcon.
I know. I know. That's why I said it's a tough one, but Norman was more of a, how would I put it? The people's person.
Yeah. So Aura.
His personality also helped because
he
was more outgoing than Steve. He was more approachable than Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't know Steve, you can't just walk up to him and be like, "Hey man, what's up?" But Norman is, hey, anyone you can.
He'll give you the famous judo. Okay, but this has been really fun, and we're almost coming to the end of this. Let's take it to the sad part of Falcons.
Yeah.
What happened to Falcons? I mean, I got asked during one of these the interviews about what befell the Falcons, and I thought it was a very unfair question to me. I wish you were in the studio with me by then. I mean, that question is actually supposed to be directed to you. What happened to the Falcons?
Wow, many things. Many
I mean,
things.
from up there to
down. Yeah. It's very unfortunate, and I actually get it's a topic that, Vinny, I'll be honest, it having been part of the team at their extreme highs and part of the team at their extreme lows, I really feel a certain pain. And actually one of the things that motivates me is to see that at least the time when my time with the team leaves, we might not be at the top, but we are not at the bottom.
Yeah.
So when you ask what happened, it's a combination of many factors. And as the game grows, you have to, what's the word? You have to evolve as well.
Yeah.
In terms of the way you do things, the way you run a club. Now, the challenge with amateur sports is the rich man mentality. In that if you, Vinny, own, for example, Vegetarian Basketball Club, and you're funding the team from your pocket, the day your pockets run dry, or the day you find something else to do with your money, the team is going to struggle.
True.
So there is no continuity. So that was the first thing that befell Falcons. The very first problem was, unfortunately, after the late Simba's demise, the team lacked direction. So now, from a team that has been able to bring in foreigners to play
and big sponsors,
even before the sponsors, if you've been able to afford foreigners from your pocket, now that the money is not there, you're going to lose quality players. Now, after that, we managed to get some sponsorship. We managed to get, there was Star Times, there was Mountain Dew, there was Tiger Head.
There was some Matchbox company.
Yes, that's Yes, that was the Indians. I forget their name.
Yeah.
So
Krishna.
Krishna,
Yeah.
yes. The management of the team was not, how would I put it? It was unclear. Because remember, this is an entity that has been a personal belonging
Yeah.
of, of the late Simbwa. Now, after his passing, there is no clear, at that point, there was no clear ownership.
Yeah.
So these sponsors also find it hard to partner with a team that the person, in as much as who replaced Simbwa, the people who replaced Simbwa, might not have had the vision and the drive and direction that he had.
Yeah.
You understand? So the sponsorship also didn't yield the results that they should have yielded. And I think the breaking point was 2011, after we lost that final to
City Oil.
City Oil, and we had a mass exodus of players leaving. Many who went to Jeff went to City Oil. I think Philip went to Power.
Yeah, Dula
Dula went back to
back to Seychelles.
So I would attribute it to a lack of a continuity plan. In that, if I leave today, does the next person know what is expected of him?
Yeah.
Does he know what we have been doing to maintain us at this level? Does he know all those ropes of running a basketball team? And now, as the game has grown, it has even become more commercial.
Yeah.
So now, you reach a point where without deep pockets, it's difficult to compete.
Yeah.
And then with that, of course, there have also been some challenges in the recruitment. The quality of players you're able to attract again goes down.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that at times to build, you have to destroy.
Yeah.
So I would like to think that the fact that now we are at the bottom, the only place we can go is up.
Yeah. There's no more going down.
You can't go any further down. So
yeah.
we are in the process of seeing how, first of all, how do we become sustainable? And we have to go through the baby steps of growth. Not today, Vinny has given us 100 million, we use it. Then after 4 years, we have no money. But you have a player after one season, but you have a player on the payroll whose salary has to still be maintained.
Yeah, constant.
Yeah. So as the game has grown, I'm seeing a couple of sponsors have come on board. So I hope we can use that as a platform to, to come back to where we belong.
There's someone who has always been a Falcons fan, father, brother. Yes. Me and you love this man so much. It's called Afande.
Exactly.
Should clap for him.
Should clap for him. I hope he sees this.
The rest does we don't. Let's talk about Afande, Mr. Douglas Chigodo. He has been, he has been like John Simbo's successor.
Yes.
You talk about him, it's your time.
And the funny thing is, John Simba was Afande Douglas Chigundu's mentor. Because he always tells us, I'm sure we've been together multiple times, and he tells you that Simba used to tell him, in Luganda, the word is to okwezula, like you need to know who you are.
Yeah.
You understand? Like your abilities as an individual are only as far as you think they are.
Yeah.
So he's the only reason, I will tell you this without mincing my words, that Falcons still has a franchise running through his continuous sacrifice, leadership, and never leaving. Everyone else left.
Yeah.
He's the only one who stayed and said, you know what? I am not leaving this team. The late Simba was like a father to me. And he always tells me we have a duty to, as long as we are alive, to take back this team to where we found it.
Yeah, sure.
Then the next people can take over. Yes.
Yeah, true. So before we get done, we're going to quick fire.
Again.
Clear comparisons. This one is not very crazy.
Okay.
And Please don't be biased or anything. I know they are your friends, but
Yes.
at the end of the day, I mean, just pick one.
Yeah.
Jim and Abu Ken Balejusa. Quick fire.
Vinny, why are you doing this to me?
Jim and Abu Ken Balejusa.
Jimmy, consistency,
No,
skill.
don't
Ken.
explain.
No.
Jimmy and Abu Ken Balejusa.
This is tough. I can't take, pull out.
Quick fire.
I'll go Jimmy because he's consistent.
That's enough. Tony Rileva, Ben Komakech.
Oh God, this is so unfair.
Tony Rileva, Ben Komakech.
Again, I'm going Ben.
Katumba Derek Soro Joffrey.
Soro Joffrey.
Samo Ball, Paul Mwaka.
Samo Ball.
Stephen Omon, Norman Blake.
I will not answer that.
Kami Kabange, Arura Madan.
Akami.
Camelo, Big Phil.
Big Phil.
Landry Ndikumana, Desmond Owili.
Landry.
Sudi Ulanga, Wundi, Stephen.
Sudi.
Marco Pio, Ivan Enavu.
You're really putting me on the spot. You know, Mark is my guy. I think Mark quit the game too early. I'll go with Ivan.
Okay. Okia Steven, Peter Ilungat.
Based on the last highlight of
Okay,
Elongat
Steven.
dunking on Okias, I'm going with Elongat, but Okias was a formidable scorer.
Rodi Kaseu, Isaac Lugude.
Come on, man. That's Isaac
These are
is
your
my
close
guys. Isaac, I love you, but I'm going with Ronnie Cassell.
So, Henry Malinga, Wilbrod Okecho.
Oh God. Ah,
Uh-huh.
this is the toughest quickfire. Whoever came up with this quickfire needs to be fired. I'm going to go with Henry, more successful, but Ox was a leader of men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric Malinga, Akita Robert. Akita, what was his other name?
Oh,
Akita.
Herbert.
Herbert, thank
No,
you.
Eric,
Okay.
without a doubt.
So that's enough with the locals.
Enough quickfire. That's enough quickfire for a day.
Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
I know I'm going to sound like I'm going LeBron.
Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson.
Michael,
Stephen Curry, Ray Allen.
Steph.
Iverson, Dwayne Wade.
I love Wade. I love Iverson. Wade.
Carmelo Anthony, Scottie Pippen.
Pippen.
Dennis Rodman, Draymond Green.
Both excellent defenders, both brilliant. I'm going with Draymond because I think he's a better fit for the game today.
Okay. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook.
Kevin Durant.
Jokic, Shaquille O'Neal.
Vinny, you should have I need to think about this. Shaquille O'Neal, most dominant player ever. Jokic, his stat lines are out of this world.
Yeah.
I'm going with Shaq.
Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards.
I'll go with Edwards.
Lastly, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dwight Howard.
That's an insult
Hakeem,
to the dream.
Okay, man, before we close this, Raymond is putting us in too much pressure to end this. Please say something to the viewers outside there. The kids, inspire them. I mean, it's your time.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to Vinny for hosting me. It's been a pleasure to catch up. It's been a while since we sat together and shared some basketball conversations, and I feel like the hour has blown by. Thank you. And to the kids out there, to anyone who wants to play the game, I'll echo the same words I was told when I was learning the game. You're only as good as you think you are. All the players who you've seen excel started at a certain point. We all learned the game. So if you believe in yourself and are willing and able to push yourself as far as you can, the sky is the limit. That's all I can say.
I mean, Degi, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
You're welcome. This is a wrap with the viewers outside there. Thank you so much. Keep it Kawowo Sport. See you next time. Mamba out.